happy 4th of July. Now, my husband usually likes to get into this place on the 4th of July and say happy birthday to my fine wife, Bev. And yes, it is my birthday. But today I thought it would be fun to share some of the things from our heritage here in the United States of America. And so here we go. The Constitution of the United States is almost 225 years old. We're among the oldest constitutions that have ever existed in the entire world. France has had 15, Poland has had 7 since 1917. Both Russia and Mexico have had 5 just within the 20th century. So I could say that we can be happy when we wake up in the morning and realize that our country's constitution is not likely to change today. That's a lot to be thankful for. George Washington said that there are 4 things a nation should do. First is acknowledge God. Second is obey His will. Third is be thankful for its benefits. And fourth is ask Him humbly for His help. You know, people have been thinking for a long time that the Constitution of the United States is very difficult to read and understand. Yet, up until the 20th century, and I mean into the 20th century, last century, it was taught in the elementary school. Yes, the Constitution of the United States. And the reason was a very important reason. When something went on in government that people didn't like or didn't think was right, they absolutely knew it wasn't right because they knew what the Constitution said and what it stood for. You know, the government is supposed to be about we the people, and we're supposed to take an active part. And if we knew what the Constitution said, we could take a much more effective and active part. Now, here are a few fun facts let me share with you that you may not know from your American history books. 1788, when the Constitution was ratified, it was ratified by both blacks and whites. Yes, it was. They were not considered African Americans or European Americans. They were all Americans because they lived in North America. Benjamin Rush was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, and he graduated from Princeton at age 14, which wasn't totally unusual. Andrew Jackson, our 7th president, was a prisoner of war during the American Revolution at age 13. Little John Clem became a lieutenant after being a sergeant after the Battle of Chickamauga during the Civil War. He was 12 years old. Buffalo Bill Cody was a cattle herder at 9, became an Indian fighter at 11, and rode the Pony Express at 13. Now, the Pony Express, you might think, well, I'm familiar with them. They rode that horse and it went fast and they had to deliver the mail. But let me tell you exactly what a Pony Express rider was expected to do. He had to cover 1,800 miles in 10 days. He had to go through Indian territory, so he had to keep his rifle handy just in case he was attacked. That was about 180 miles a day. This is taken from a poster wanting Pony Express riders to apply. It says, wanted, young, skinny, wiry fellows not over 18, willing to risk death daily, orphans preferred. You know, we have a rich heritage in this country, full of amazing people, and we should be celebrating. History is not really a boring subject. It can be most fascinating if you know where to look. Our American heritage is full of great people, and I just want to end by reading a little quip that Irma Bombeck, the humorist from the last century, wrote in one of her columns. She said, you have to love a nation that celebrates its independence every July 4th, not with a parade of guns, tanks, soldiers who file by the White House in a show of strength and muscle, but with family picnics where kids throw frisbees, the potato salad gets iffy, and the flies die from happiness. You may think you have overeaten, but it's patriotism. And I would say that on this July 4th, those are some pretty rich thoughts.